I've got his MRIs right here before and after. You can take a look at him if you want after, I didn't show you. He had cancer in his sternum. It wasn't looking good at all. So he has cancer in his sternum, and he finds out about me. He comes out to the airport where I was working helicopters and buys me lunch twice a week. And I put him on the stones. The only thing he did was the stone therapy and yoga. That's all he did for his cancer.
In 1970, my mother had cervical cancer. They operated on her and they found that it had spread and she was just full of it. So they put her back together and they sent her home and they said she had 3 or 4 weeks to live. And one of her oncologists from Omaha, who is now deceased, so that's, I'm not telling on anybody. Well, I am. But he met with my parents and he asked them if they would like to try something. And he told them about it, what he wanted to do, but that they could not share this or he would lose his license over it. And they said, well, sure, anything. And he took it upon himself and he flew to Switzerland. And he came back with a set of gold capsules that had low-dose radiation. And he put them in my mother. And she died 33 years later from smoking, unfortunately, of a heart attack, and never had cancer again. So I was really, she didn't even have to convince me that this was something that works. We had seen it, my family has known about it since 1970. So, and then I had my own little situation come about, and so I have the kit, and I can't say enough to it.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
It's folks like you that's going to make a difference, because Jay and I have decided that we only have each other.
Okay, you want like a testimony with this?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, because when Helen told me about this, like I said earlier, and I was aware of it with my mother situation, and then later I started having a problem where I was losing my eyesight, and my doctor couldn't figure it out. The eye doctor, new glasses of course, and all the tests, and that didn't help any. And then my PSA test started going up, and was having prostate problems. So finally, my medical doctor, he had me get an MRI and found out I had a tumor in my pituitary gland. And he wanted to do biopsy of that, and I said, no, I won't do that. And as far as radiation treatments or chemo treatments, absolutely not. I've been around that
You
enough.
did the correct thing.
I've been around it enough to know it's not right. Anyway, they got the kit through from Helen here, bless her. Yeah, and she told me what to do. Of course, the instructions were there. Started doing the water, started doing the pack on the back of my head, and I slept with it in a pillowcase every night. And the stones, you know, and I also had for almost 3 years, I'd had a spot in my throat here that had caused a lot of problems with swallowing. I had problems with my voice. And another thing, I went to Dr. Crawford, and he didn't do me any good. My ear, nose, and throat. And my own doctor, he never could do anything for it. So I kept holding one of the green stones against it when I would sit. And one day, that came out. Totally, I coughed it up. And when he was talking about the bad smell, absolutely, it was horrible. And it was about the size of a marble. And it was just, it's gone, and it's been gone since.
And you were sleeping on a mud pack then, were you?
And on the back of my head.
Oh, put it on the back of your head.
And then I would hold this on here.
You're telling about your
Well, then my eyesight cleared up, because when I did my own research online about the pituitary gland, it controls your optic, your prostate, your spleen, and your lungs. It can have effect on all those. Well, I had 2 of those already, which told me that wasn't a good sign.
Right.
And so after I started using it, though, eyesight has come back, and I was nearly to the point that my doctor said, you know, when you have a really bad day with this, don't drive. It was getting that bad. He said, I don't want you driving. And then the eyesight cleared up. Then I went back and I had another PSA test done. It'd gone down to 0.7.
Amazing.
And I did tell my doctor about it.
And your PSA was
And
what
all I got
level?
was chewed out for doing it.
Oh, of course. What
Yeah.
was your PSA level?
It had been 8.4 the last time, and it went to 0.7
Yeah.
in just a matter of 3 weeks.
He was so excited.
Well, my goodness,
Understandably.
yes, I say.
Yeah.
It's your
You
life.
can't, I mean, I just can't tell you how miraculous it is. And I can't tell you how neat it was to hear about it again after having all those years, 40 years between my mother's experience and now to know that it's around again, you know.
That's great. Good. Thank you.
In February of this year. And I did take a hormone shot, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, I run onto you guys at New Ulm, Minnesota. Started on your rock kit, and about 6 or 7 weeks ago, I had a PSA test, and it's 0.60.
Sweet.
They also told me I had bladder cancer, a start of bladder cancer, but I'm not even concerned about it now. They wanted to take my bladder and prostate out, and I just kept stalling the doctor on it, and I'm not gonna do anything. I'm sure I don't have to.
You don't have to, and see, here's the thing is like when, let me tell you something.